Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get into it. Give me 15 minutes and I'll make you dangerously calm. Hey guys, I do have a master's in psychology and I have worked with lots of kids who have behavioral issues and even sometimes adults. I feel qualified enough to be telling you guys this. Do you know what it's like to be so calm? Like, it scares people. And a lot of people, they don't know what to do when someone is calm. Like, for example, a lot of kids I worked with, if you were an adult that was calm and they're screaming, they're swearing, they're flipping out, they're physically attacking, punching and stuff, and you're calm, people don't know what to do with that. Kids don't know what to do with that because kids react to get a reaction out of you. And if you're reacting calmly, that messes up people's brains. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Most people think that being calm makes you easy to get pushed around. People think it's weak or makes you soft, but this is not what I'm talking about here. I'm specifically talking about the kind that makes people uncomfortable. And this is because you don't react the way people are expecting you to react. If someone tries to provoke you and your reaction is nothing, again, that's scary. There's chaos around you and you're staying calm in the middle of a storm. People don't know how to react. And this is something that you can learn. It's a skill, and it is a skill that I learned. And I can tell you that I learned it because if you look at my other video, I was homeschooled, which means I did go to school for a really short amount of time. And then I was homeschooled and I never saw any violence. I never saw anyone getting mad or upset. And then I started working at a public school and my mind was blown. I've never seen kids get like mad or upset, yelling, swearing, hitting. Never seen it in my life until I started working at a public school. I literally had to calm my nervous system down and teach myself that it's okay. Like, I'm okay. And I can control my reactions. I can control myself and the way I react to a situation. So it is a taught skill and it is something that I feel really strong. I feel very confident about, and I know that you can also feel this way too. And it is such a power move, and it's a skill that I'm gonna teach you in 15 minutes. It's crazy. If someone raises their voice, if your boss raises their voice at you, if your coworker, your child, and you raise your voice too, not only are you at the same like level as them, like in like a bad way, like you're just not like why do you have to raise your voice? But also you're matching their energy and they got a reaction out of you, which means they won and you let them win. That sucks. They've literally pulled you into their game and you let them. Like, that must feel terrible to know that you let them win like that. If you don't believe me about this, imagine that this isn't only just with people, like externally. This is also in your own head. Think about like a bad situation, you're stressed. It becomes so loud in your head, and say you're late for work and you're freaking out. Your brain is freaking out, like, oh no, my boss is gonna fire me, my boss is gonna think terribly of me, and your anxiety is building up so much in your head, and you're letting your voice inside your own head win. The voice in your head is raising. You're letting it raise its voice in your head, which means it won. But if you can be calm in this situation, if you can literally tell yourself, hey, you know what? I don't know what my boss's reaction is going to be like. Maybe my own boss is late and he's not going to notice either, or she's not going to notice either. I don't know. Most people don't choose to be calm. They choose to react. And it is completely their choice. Just like your choices are your own choice. Your body is your own body. Your reactions are your own reactions. There's a difference between people who react and there's people who react calmly. The people who react immediately, they say the words, they say exactly what they're thinking without even thinking. They're screaming without even knowing that they're screaming. Those people, they're not thinking, they're freaking out in their head. And then the people who react, but their reaction is calm, they have deliberately made a pause. Giving a few seconds pause, it not only helps me like react calmly to the situation, but it also helps the other person too. They can replay what just happened in their head. They can think about what's going on. If there's a delay in the reaction, they can see what's going on, because some people, they get so upset they don't even know what's happening. In a way, they almost black out. By delaying your reaction and also reacting in a calm way, they may come through, they may see what's going on and really think about it. So this tool to deliberately wait 3 seconds before you respond. And try this next time you have a confrontation, next time you get into a fight with your boss, next time you get a fight with your partner. Wait 3 seconds before you respond. And when you respond calmly. Think about what you're going to say. You can practice this with something like really low stake. For example, if someone cuts you off in traffic, instead of immediately throwing up a middle finger, wait 3 seconds. Count 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Or someone texts you something really annoying. Wait 3 seconds. Just wait 3 seconds. Just really think about it. Wait 3 seconds. And this builds muscle in your brain that you can use when you're in a really high tension situation. I feel like all this information, like all adults should know about this stuff, but I feel like a lot of people don't know this stuff. And it's something that I actually, like when I was working, I was teaching kids this stuff. So this is kind of funny. One thing that I was teaching kids and I actually started doing for myself, and that I wish just more adults knew about, is naming the emotion you're feeling in the situation. And I'm not saying like, this person's making me mad. I'm saying in your mind, you're silently naming the emotion. For example, someone's yelling at you, screaming at you, and whatever you're feeling, you're like, I feel anxious. You don't have to say it out loud. You just think it in your brain. This is just training your brain to recognize how you're feeling. And it really makes you tune in with yourself. It makes you reflect about yourself and who you are. You're like literally like, this is anger. I'm feeling anger right now. And maybe you get to the point where you are having a conflict with your partner, and maybe you're not someone who says like, I feel angry about this. And maybe you get to the point where you do start saying like, hey, I feel angry about this, but in a calm way, obviously. The reason that naming an emotion works is because it activates a different part of your brain than the driving part of your brain. For example, it moves you from in the moment being the emotion to identifying the emotion and observing the emotion. And all of a sudden you're observing how you're reacting, which all of a sudden is calming you down. And you now are a calm person because you are seeing everything objectively. Try it right now. Tell me something, like right now, tell me something that annoyed you today. And I want you to tell me how that made you feel. What emotion came up about it? Was it annoyance? Was it anger? Tell me. I'll wait. Okay, wow. I'm really sorry that happened to you today. But notice how that naming the emotion, it's already created this distance between what happened and how you're feeling. And now you can observe everything. You can see wait, hold up. That person, they wrote that, maybe because they were having a bad day. Or, oh wait, you know what, I totally forgot, they lost their mom the other day. Maybe they're feeling sad. And I'm not saying you need to go out and fix their emotion. I'm not saying that, but their reaction is their own reaction, and your reaction is your own reaction. So make sure you keep those two things separate. I think an important thing is that there's a difference between calm and passive. And sometimes this is where people mess it up. Calm people, despite being calm, they still say hard things. They say things that people don't want to hear. They say things that hold boundaries, that disagree with their opinions, that push back and stay strong. They just do it in literally either their words are slower, their voice is quieter, their body is more calm. So instead of matching the escalation with that escalation, there's one person escalated and there's one person staying calm. And again, that not only helps yourself, that only shows the other person that you're a safe person, you're a calm person, and you're there to really listen to what they're saying. Because a lot of people, they're reacting, they're yelling, they're screaming, they're raising their voice because they feel like they're not heard. I like to think of adults as little children, not like literally, but like when they're screaming, when they're yelling, when they're trying to say something, they are little children throwing temper tantrums because they're feeling like they're not heard. By staying calm, you're allowing them to have space to feel like they're heard. And all of a sudden, their voices probably go lower. Their reactions become more quiet, and you can actually start having a conversation with them. I'm not saying everybody's like this, okay? This is like the best case scenario. A lot of times people do, all of a sudden they feel like they don't need to raise their voice to feel heard. Because if you think about it, literally a baby crying, they need something, they want something, and they're not getting heard, they're not feeling heard, so they have to literally scream and cry. And it is the same with adults. They're literally screaming and crying because they're not feeling heard by their boss, by their partner, by their sister, by their brother. So they have this reaction because they are not feeling heard. So by staying calm, you're giving them space. Your body, your reaction is telling them, wait, I want to hear you in what you're saying, but you don't have to scream. You don't have to yell for me to hear you. And I think that's so powerful. I just love that so much, that our reaction can help people. What we do can help people, and it can help ourselves, and it can also just make us seem really powerful in the moment. A lot of times we are becoming upset, angry, screaming, yelling because it is personal. If it's our partner and they're accusing us of something, it feels personal. If it's our boss saying that we did something wrong, it's personal, and it feels urgent, and it feels loud, and it feels scary. But next time this happens, I want you to pause. Ask yourself this question: is this about me? Or is this about the other person? And are they dealing with something that you don't know about? Are they dealing with a pressure that you don't know about? I know I'm being really generalizing everything here, but most people, if not all, don't just react out of nowhere. They don't just come up to you and start screaming or yelling or anything. There is something behind it. You can be an investigator and be like, what is happening here? Stay curious, because that's another thing that's so powerful, is to stay curious. And if you can be curious, if you can be open-minded about what the person is thinking, what the person is saying, you can, again, not only help yourself in the situation, but you can also help the other person. Maybe your boss is feeling really stressed out because that paper, that deadline that you're supposed to do, he's having pressure put on him by someone else, his higher ups, his boss. And, maybe his wife is gonna leave him because blah, 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 or whatever. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. And again, your reaction is your own reaction. Their reaction is their own reaction. And if your reaction can stay calm, you're already winning here. By asking the question I just told you, and also giving yourself that 3-second delay, this all allows you time to also think about what you look like. Because a clenched jaw, a micro expression going up, your shoulders tense, your feet facing a different direction towards the door, towards the exit. These are all body language and micro expressions that the other person doesn't even realize, but they're picking up on, and they might be feeling rejected because of these. If you have time, if you're aware, you can adjust yourself. I really want this to be your own reaction, but sometimes, and I'm not saying we need to help people, we don't need to help people. Their reactions are their reactions. But sometimes if we can, adjusting our body language can be so helpful to the other person. They might be seeing your body language and be like, oh no, it's dangerous, or it's not safe, or they don't feel comfortable. How can I feel comfortable? Asking yourself the question in the 3-second delay, it can allow you to think about what your body looks like in that moment. And those 3 things can have such a powerful impact. Also, lowering your voice, slowing your words down, showing and allowing some time before responding shows that you are there. You are there to listen. You are in control of the situation. And man, imagine being in control of the situation and being so calm and feeling safe inside your own body. That's amazing. And I know it's such an incredible feeling, because you feel like at the end of the conflict, at the end of the situation, you feel like you're on top of the world. So in reality, all of what I just said, all of these little things that you can adjust to become a more calm and dangerously calm person, it only takes 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, these things. And you can learn, you can adapt, you can come back to this video and improve yourself more and more. Being calm doesn't make you weak. It makes you in control. It makes you, if not anything, it makes you more powerful. And also, it's okay if you're angry. It's okay if you're you're scared, you're afraid, you're furious, you have so much anxiety. It's okay. But the best thing you can do is name it. And again, in your head, like name these emotions and see what that does. And this doesn't mean you have to like, maybe you're not in an argument. Maybe you got a rejection letter from something somewhere, and naming that emotion for yourself is so important because it can allow you to identify what's really going on and deal with it from a distance. My challenge for you is to start with one of these tools this week and see what happens. My suggestion is the 3-second delay, because this is something that you can use daily. It is something that you will use daily, and it can help you so much. It's the foundation for everything else that I said in this video. Okay, thanks guys for watching. I had so much fun doing this video. It's something that I'm so passionate about. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment if you guys found this helpful. Thank you, and I hope to see you in the next one.